Do you want to learn about a tree so abundant, so reliable that it can nourish people for up to 9 months of the year, yet humanity nearly wiped it from existence? A tree that once produced more usable food per acre than corn required almost no maintenance and sustained entire civilizations long before tractors, fertilizers, or industrial farming ever existed. Today, most people have never even heard of it. This is the story of a forgotten giant, a survival species, a lost cornerstone of tropical food systems, and one of the most undervalued edible trees on the planet. This is the breadnut tree. Breadnut tree, Brosimum alicastrum. The breadnut tree is far more than an obscure tropical plant. It is one of the most productive, resilient, and misunderstood food trees humans have ever relied on. Long before modern agriculture, before monocultures and chemical inputs, this tree quietly supported entire societies. Indigenous cultures of Central America, southern Mexico, and the Caribbean, most notably the ancient Maya, depended on breadnut as a stable, dependable foundation of daily nutrition. It was not a famine food or emergency backup, it was a central pillar of life. One of the most striking features of the breadnut tree is its immense size and lifespan. This is a true forest titan, commonly growing 80 to 100 feet tall, with a wide, dense canopy that creates shade, regulates temperature, and forms its own microclimate beneath it. A single breadnut tree can live for centuries, producing food year after year for multiple generations. Unlike annual crops that demand constant replanting and labor, breadnut requires patience only once and then rewards it endlessly. Its relationship with the land is fundamentally regenerative. While modern farming systems often degrade soil, breadnut does the opposite. Its deep, expansive root system anchors the soil, prevents erosion, and improves soil structure over time. Thick layers of fallen leaves accumulate beneath the tree, breaking down into nutrient-rich organic matter that feeds soil life and restores fertility naturally. Land planted with breadnut becomes healthier with age, not depleted. The productivity of this tree borders on astonishing. A fully mature breadnut can yield hundreds of pounds of edible seeds each year, often spread across a harvest window lasting 6 to 9 months. This extended production meant consistent food availability through dry seasons, storms, and crop failures. Where corn demands cleared fields, constant weeding, planting, and harvesting, breadnut produces food almost effortlessly. When ripe, the seeds simply fall again and again, year after year. From a nutritional standpoint, breadnut is exceptionally rich. Its seeds provide complex carbohydrates for sustained energy, a surprisingly high level of plant-based protein, and abundant dietary fiber. They are loaded with essential minerals including calcium, iron, potassium, magnesium, and zinc. Even more remarkable, breadnut seeds contain all essential amino acids, making them a rare complete protein among plant foods. When roasted, their flavor is often compared to chestnuts, potatoes, or freshly baked bread. Warm, mild, and deeply satisfying. The culinary flexibility of breadnut is another reason it once thrived as a staple. The seeds can be boiled like root vegetables, roasted over fire, mashed into doughs, fermented, or ground into flour. Breadnut flour is naturally gluten-free, making it ideal for people with gluten intolerance or celiac disease. Once dried, the seeds store well for long periods, providing reliable food reserves during times of scarcity or disaster. When measured in calories per acre, breadnut rivals and in some cases exceeds corn, but without the environmental cost. Corn requires deforestation, repeated soil disturbance, and heavy labor. Breadnut thrives within a forest-based system. It produces food while maintaining biodiversity, soil health, and long-term ecological stability. So how did a tree this valuable nearly vanish? The decline of breadnut was not the result of failure, but of deliberate erasure. During European colonization, indigenous food systems were systematically dismantled. Forest-based agriculture was dismissed as backward or inefficient, while monoculture crops were imposed to serve export economies. Breadnut forests were cut down to make room for sugarcane, cattle grazing, and industrial grain production. Over generations, the cultural knowledge surrounding breadnut, how to harvest it, prepare it, and value it, slowly faded. In some areas, breadnut trees were actively removed because they were labeled wild, inconvenient, or incompatible with mechanized agriculture. Ironically, the very qualities that made breadnut superior, its independence, size, and longevity, made it undesirable to systems focused on short-term profits and control. And yet, despite centuries of destruction, the breadnut tree endured. This species is extraordinarily tough. It withstands drought, flooding, hurricanes, nutrient-poor soils, fire damage, and long periods of neglect. When cut down, it often regrows from the stump. It flourishes without fertilizers, pesticides, or irrigation. Even today, ancient breadnut trees remain scattered across forests, villages, and abandoned lands, living relics of a nearly forgotten food system. Beyond feeding people, breadnut plays a critical ecological role. Its canopy shelters birds, bats, insects, and mammals. Its seeds and fruit support wildlife. Its roots stabilize landscapes and protect water systems. In agroforestry designs, breadnut creates ideal conditions for shade-loving crops such as cacao, coffee, vanilla, bananas, ginger, turmeric, and medicinal plants. It generates abundance not just for humans, but for entire ecosystems. Modern science is now rediscovering what ancient cultures understood intuitively. Researchers and food security experts are exploring breadnut as a response to climate change, hunger, and soil degradation. Unlike annual grains, breadnut does not require repeated clearing of land. Once planted, it captures carbon, builds soil, and feeds people for generations. One mature tree can sustain a household. A small grove can nourish a community. Cultivating breadnut is surprisingly straightforward in the right environment. It thrives in tropical and subtropical climates with warm temperatures and moderate to high rainfall. While it prefers well-drained soil, it adapts to many conditions. Young trees benefit from protection and occasional watering during their early years, but once established, they require very little care and become largely self-sustaining. The real obstacle facing breadnut is not biology, it is obscurity. You won't see breadnut promoted in supermarkets or advertised by global agribusiness. There are no massive corporations built around it, but that absence may be exactly why it matters. Breadnut represents an alternative vision of food, one centered on resilience instead of dependence, abundance instead of scarcity, and long-term stewardship instead of exploitation. Imagine neighborhoods lined with food-producing trees instead of purely ornamental ones. Imagine shade that also provides nourishment. Imagine landscapes where forests feed people instead of being destroyed for fragile crops. The breadnut tree proves this vision isn't new. It's something humanity once understood deeply. This tree sustained civilizations for centuries. It matched and surpassed corn. It survived colonization, deforestation, and neglect. And it is still standing today. The final question is not whether breadnut can save us, but whether we choose to remember it, value it, and plant it again before the knowledge disappears for good. 2. Sago palm, nature's starch factory. The sago palm, scientifically known as Metroxylon sagu, is a remarkable plant that has sustained communities for thousands of years, particularly across Southeast Asia. Unlike conventional crops that require tilling, irrigation, and chemical fertilizers, the sago palm thrives in wet, swampy, and flood-prone areas where traditional agriculture is often impossible. Its resilience and productivity make it a true marvel of natural food systems. One of the most extraordinary features of the sago palm is its ability to store vast quantities of starch in its thick, fibrous trunk. This starch can be extracted and processed into sago flour, which serves as a staple food, providing enough sustenance to feed an entire family for months. In regions where rice or other grains are difficult to cultivate, the sago palm acts as a reliable, energy-dense resource, turning wetlands and swampy areas into sustainable food systems. Sago palms are low maintenance and remarkably eco-friendly. They do not require chemical fertilizers, irrigation, or labor-intensive care, which makes them ideal for small communities relying on natural abundance. The palm's adaptability allows it to flourish in environments that would otherwise remain uncultivated, converting marginal land into productive, life-sustaining landscapes. Historically, sago palms have been an integral part of human survival in Southeast Asia. Indigenous communities have relied on this plant not only for food, but also for cultural practices, trade, and local economies. Beyond human consumption, the sago palm supports local ecosystems, providing habitat and shelter for a variety of wildlife in wetland areas. In essence, the Sago palm represents a forgotten agricultural hero, a perennial starch producer that grows naturally, requires minimal intervention, and has the power to transform swamps and wetlands into thriving, sustainable food systems. Its legacy is a testament to the ingenuity of traditional knowledge and the potential of perennial plants to feed people while protecting ecosystems. 3. Chestnut trees, Castanea species. The original grain trees of Europe and Asia. Long before modern fields of wheat and potatoes reshaped Europe, chestnut trees formed the backbone of survival for millions of people. Across southern Europe, the Alps, the Caucasus, and parts of East Asia, entire rural and mountain communities relied on chestnuts as their main source of daily calories. These trees were not just food producers, they defined local economies, traditions, and cultures. Chestnuts are unusual among nuts because their nutritional profile resembles grains rather than oil-rich seeds. They are high in complex carbohydrates and naturally low in fat, while also providing fiber, vitamin C, potassium, and valuable antioxidants. For centuries, chestnuts were dried, stored, and ground into flour, then transformed into bread, porridge, pasta, and other staple foods that sustained people through harsh winters and repeated food shortages. The longevity of chestnut trees is extraordinary. Many remain productive for several centuries, and historical records describe trees that have borne fruit for 400 to 500 years. Once mature, a single chestnut tree can produce enormous harvests, often hundreds of pounds of edible nuts every year. Unlike annual grain crops, chestnuts require no plowing, no reseeding, and very little ongoing labor once established. Chestnut trees thrive in temperate climates, particularly in mountainous or sloped regions where conventional agriculture struggles. Their deep root systems anchor soil, prevent landslides and erosion, and improve long-term soil health. The thick layer of fallen leaves enriches the forest floor, and chestnut groves often support diverse plant and animal life beneath their canopy. Whole societies once survived almost entirely on chestnuts. In parts of Italy, France, Spain, Switzerland, and Japan, chestnuts were known as the bread of the people. This name was not a mark of poverty, but of reliability. Chestnuts were abundant, resilient, storable, and free from dependence on yearly planting cycles. Modern agriculture nearly wiped out chestnut-based food systems through deforestation, disease outbreaks, and the rise of industrial grain farming. Yet today, disease-resistant varieties are being replanted. An interest in chestnuts is growing again as people search for climate-resilient, perennial alternatives to fragile annual crops. Like breadnut and breadfruit, chestnut trees remind us of a lesson humanity once understood instinctively. The most powerful and sustainable food systems are not built in fields. They are rooted in forests. 4. Oak trees, Acorns, Quercus species. The forgotten grain of the forest. Long before fields of wheat, rice, or corn existed, oak trees were already sustaining human life. For tens of thousands of years, acorns formed a critical foundation of human nutrition for indigenous peoples across Europe, Asia, North Africa, and North America. Oak forests were not viewed as untamed wilderness, but as carefully understood food landscapes, living storehouses that produced dependable nourishment year after year without planting, plowing, or irrigation. What sets oak trees apart is the combination of extraordinary productivity and extreme longevity. Many oak species live for several centuries, sometimes even longer. During strong mast years, a single mature oak can release thousands of pounds of acorns. The sheer caloric output of one tree is astonishing, especially considering that oaks thrive on land often considered unsuitable for conventional agriculture, rocky hillsides, dry plains, and nutrient-poor soils. Acorns are among the most calorie-dense plant foods available in the wild. They are rich in complex carbohydrates and healthy fats, providing both immediate energy and long-lasting fuel. Historically, this made acorns invaluable during harsh winters, droughts, and times of crop failure. Unlike fresh fruits or leafy foods, acorns can be dried and stored for years, offering long-term food security and stability. The primary obstacle to eating acorns is their tannin content, which causes bitterness and astringency. However, this challenge was solved thousands of years ago. Indigenous cultures developed straightforward processing methods, crushing or grinding the acorns and leaching them in water, sometimes cold, sometimes hot, to remove tannins. Once processed, acorns transform into a mild, nutty flour that can be baked into bread, cooked into porridge, thickened into soups, or even pressed into oil. Ecologically, oak trees are unmatched. They flourish in drought-prone regions, poor soils, rocky terrain, and climates with extreme temperature swings. Their deep and widespread root systems anchor the soil, reduce erosion, and access deep water reserves. Oaks also support vast ecological networks, feeding countless species of insects, birds, mammals, and fungi. Their fallen leaves enrich the soil, while underground mycorrhizal partnerships strengthen entire forest systems. In modern times, acorns have been dismissed as primitive or famine food, and oak-based food systems have largely vanished. Yet from the perspective of resilience, oak trees represent one of the most powerful long-term food strategies imaginable. They demand patience, but once established, they provide nourishment for generations. In an era of climate uncertainty, planting trees that reliably produce calories for centuries is not an outdated idea. It is a profoundly practical one. 5. Mesquite, Prosopis species. The ultimate survival tree of the desert. In places where rainfall is minimal, temperatures are extreme, and conventional crops simply cannot survive, mesquite thrives. This remarkable desert tree sustained indigenous peoples across the American Southwest, Mexico, and parts of South America for thousands of years. In landscapes where corn, wheat, and vegetables repeatedly failed, mesquite delivered reliable nutrition year after year. Mesquite produces long, bean-like pods that are naturally sweet, fragrant, and nutritionally rich. When fully dried and ground whole, pods, seeds, and all, they produce a fine flour with a warm, caramel-like flavor. Unlike refined grains or sugars, mesquite flour has a low glycemic index, meaning it releases energy slowly and steadily. This quality made it especially valuable for endurance, physical labor, and survival in harsh desert environments. From a nutritional standpoint, mesquite is exceptional. The pods contain complex carbohydrates, significant fiber, protein, calcium, magnesium, potassium, and essential amino acids. Because the sugars are bound within fiber, they behave very differently in the body than refined sugar, supporting stable energy levels. Traditionally, mesquite flour was used to make flatbreads, porridges, beverages, and fermented foods that could be stored and relied upon year-round. One of mesquite's most powerful features is its relationship with the soil. As a nitrogen-fixing tree, mesquite actively improves fertility in some of the poorest landscapes on Earth. It captures nitrogen from the atmosphere and stores it in the soil, enriching the land for surrounding plants. Its tap roots can reach astonishing depths, sometimes more than 150 feet, pulling up water and minerals from far below the surface and creating pockets of life in otherwise barren terrain. Mesquite is extraordinarily resilient. It endures extreme heat, prolonged drought, grazing pressure, fire, and long periods of neglect. Even when cut down, it frequently resprouts with renewed vigor. This toughness made mesquite indispensable in desert food systems, where consistency and survival mattered more than high input yields. During colonization and the rise of industrial agriculture, mesquite was mislabeled as a nuisance or invasive species. Large-scale eradication campaigns destroyed millions of acres of mesquite to make room for cattle pasture, ironically replacing a food-producing, soil-enriching tree with land uses that often degraded ecosystems and reduced long-term productivity. Today, mesquite is being rediscovered as one of the most climate-resilient food trees on the planet. It produces nourishing food where almost nothing else will grow. It requires no irrigation, no chemical fertilizers, and no annual replanting. As deserts expand and water scarcity intensifies, mesquite may prove far more valuable than many modern crops once thought indispensable.